Okay, so my screen recorder glitched out for the last two battles, so I won't be able to actually show you those, but my last one did go so awesomely that I did want to just kind of make a video explaining what happened. So, battle 55, I beat a Raging Bolt EX, and they're often paired with Teal Mask Ogerpon for their ability to just attach a lot of energies to themselves without using up your energy allotment for the turn. And then battle 56 actually was a Dragapult and Charizard EX combo. So let me go to my deck list and show you kind of what I did here. So the very first Dragapult had the Legendary Cape, which is the tool that gives you 100 extra HP with no restrictions. So you have the Bravery Charm, which only adds 50 and it only works on basics. And then you have the other cape, which adds 100, but it only works if they're not an EX Pokemon. And this Legendary Cape is literally just, at 100, no restrictions. And something that I have added to combat really strong tool cards is the Jamming Tower. So I played the Jamming Tower. It took a couple of hits to knock it out, but once I get Buddy Blast with at least a couple in the discard pile, it can hit for 160 or 170 once you add in the Victini bonus. And I did have Victini out for most of the battle. So that was Dragapult number 1, knocked it out. And then he played Dragapult number 2. And Dragapult EX, they generally have 320 HP. So what I did is I switched from the Jamming Tower to Gravity Mountain. And so now each stage 2 Pokemon in play gets minus 30 HP. And, for Typhlosion, it goes from 170 to 140, but it doesn't really matter because those really strong EX stage 2s are going to one-shot him anyway. But for the stage 2 EX Pokemon, now instead of 320, 330, you're looking at 290, 300. So I was able to do Gravity Mountain, discard all of my Ethan's Adventure to the discard pile, which makes Buddy Blast 280, and Victini with the 10 damage was able to do 290, one-shotting the second Dragapult. Of course, by this point, he's got his Charizard EX available, and that one is 330 HP. And, of course, the more cards your opponent has drawn, the stronger Charizard's attack becomes. And yeah, at this point, he discarded my Gravity Mountain for some random stadium card. And what I've also done is, by this point he's down to his very last prize card. I added in the Defiance Band because if you have more remaining than your opponent, then the attacks of the card the Pokemon's attached to do 30 more. So if you're thinking, all right, well, Buddy Blast does 280 and Victini is plus 10, 290, and then this plus 30, well, that's 320. So that would be enough to knock out Dragapult, but it would not be enough to knock out Charizard, who got 330. So he would have survived with 10 HP. So what I did instead is I was able to play my Nest Ball, and I got this guy right here, who I added specifically for situations like this. His ability is Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. He is my only Pokemon in the entire deck that can give more than one prize card, but I did it for the ability. So his attack, Blood Moon, costs 1 energy less for each prize card your opponent has taken. It normally costs 5. That means late game it costs fewer and fewer. He had 5 prize cards taken, meaning the attack cost was free. I used Nest Ball, got this guy out, retreated what I had active, Boss's Orders to pull in the Pheasantipity because Pheasantipity EX only has 210, and Blood Moon knocked it out. So that was how I drew my last 2 prize cards and beat Dragapult and Charizard EX with my humble little Ethan deck. So this deck is I mean, there's some challenges. I think I have done my best to mitigate those challenges. And yeah, with everything that I've added in here, both from what I have observed others using and both what I've encountered, I think it works pretty good. So here's the entire deck list if you'd like to see it. If you want to try it out, let me know how it goes for you. And yeah, thanks for watching.